Well, there is that Akali that we've come to expect. I'm not predicting too many changes on these first phase bans, but perhaps the teams have something they feel like mixing up. For now, though, Kindred, banned by TSM, is staying pretty standard.
Yep, well, you would expect the Varus to jump up here for 100 Thieves, the Rakan for TSM, and the GP for TSM as well.
Yeah, they don't want to go back to game number 1, where Ssumday completely took over, winning on that Gangplank. Huge damage source, really, really secure late game carry for them. Meanwhile, in the tank v tank matchup, as it has evolved, Hauntzer starting to gain some ground in that one. The last Sion game around for him, incredibly impressive for TSM. So the Gangplank does go through in favor of banning the Olaf out and keeping 100 Thieves off of that early game jungler, which they have used to get some of those early leads.
Yeah, that's so interesting to me because the Gangplank is something that could be highly prioritized here. If you feel like their counter of the Ryze wasn't good enough, you might just first pick it.
I mean, Gangplank is so good, even if you fall a bit behind, because as soon as you get gold and get items, you can take over a game. So 100 Thieves put all of their eggs in some this
Hauntzer went to Jason game 5 already these playoffs, and it worked. Will he do it again in the Gangplank matchup? You can bully him early on, try and punish that pick, but they want to grab the Braum first once again.
I guess NA Jace in NA might be good. It's just the international part.
Well, there's Kaisa once again for Zven. That's 5 Kaisa games in a row. Aphromoo is also on track for 5 Alistar games in a row, depending on what he takes. But the mix-up here, no Braum, this time Camille for Grig.
Ooh, Camille for him, potential for it to be flexed around as well, depending on the matchups, but...
I feel like the Camille loses something without the Zilean too, but it doesn't seem like Ryu's put in much time on that, or even if they wanted to steal away to put it support or something. Doesn't feel like they want to actually spend a pick on taking that away, and so they won't be able to break up the synergy since TSM could pick it in their 3rd pick before the 2nd round of bans come through.
Is this Tristana Alistar, or is it the jungler pick here for Anda early on? Because before they had gone with the Sejuani, and it was something that didn't work out for them. It wasn't able to get pressure and up against the Camille. Like, feel like you might just go ahead and pick the Alistar here and just wait.
And that is the situation. Once again, Aphromoo, still his birthday today, has played 5 games of Alistar in a row. Codey has played 4 games of Tristana in a row and has only not been able to play 5 because he wasn't playing in game 1.
Yeah, 5 presents from his team. It just happened to be Alistar every game, 5 games in a row.
Everyone got on the same thing. It sucks when your teammates don't coordinate to get him something different.
Get some receipts.
Doesn't suck if that's all you wanted. There it is. Yep. As expected, the Zilean to come in before the 2nd round of bans come through. So no surprises, and both teams sticking with their same game plans. For 100 Thieves, last time they did this, though, they got the victory. This was game number 1, Ssumday on the Gangplank, carrying late.
Kind of picking and choosing the things that had worked for them throughout the series, almost like a series meta evolving here. They didn't want the Olaf to go over to 100 Thieves and thought that the GP is something that they could be able to play against here from TSM. And so I like how everybody is kind of picking the things that work. The Camille worked for them. The Tristana was working for 100 Thieves. The GP as well. And the Zilean has been back and forth, but has been mostly something that Bjergsen is able to empower people like Hauntzer and Zven who are having great games.
I feel like in some ways Grig as well feels a lot more confident on something like Camille. You have a Zilean in your back pocket. The Malzahar ban from TSM will also force Ryu to play something different along with the LeBlanc ban that has been pretty consistent throughout the series.
Aurelia still on the table. There's always kind of, you could do a switcheroo and Zilean could be for Mithy. You always have that in the back of your head.
Braum banned up. Yep, there's the Tom Kench. Gonna get that one off the field. So if he sticks with the similar pattern, it would be the Gragas for Mithy in the bottom lane. Once again into the Alistar. And then save your counter pick for Hauntzer in the top lane. Even though they already know it's Gangplank up there.
I wonder, because you can do a lot here. Throw it around. This would be a departure. Mithy has pulled out some champions like Leona, and it's going to be the Morgana here in game number 5.
So they have a spell shield as well as a revive to keep Zven up and firing on this Kaisa. Looks like Hauntzer will probably be on frontline duty then once again. Into the Gangplank.
Frontline Jace.
That might set it up for Ssumday to carry once again.
Well, the Ryze makes a lot of sense here. It's a good neutral pick for him, allows you to 1-3-1 later. And also, more globals, semi-globals to play to the bottom side of the map, to play to the Codey Sun win condition that had gotten 100 Thieves to the finals last split and got them all the way to the semifinals this split.
Once again, early game for 100 Thieves. Use Gangplank ultimate bottom, jungle pressure, possible roams, go down there and use that Tristana Alistar to get your tower lead. Kill the bottom tower, then you swap them around the map, try and get the rest of the outers. I like this though, you know, taking away the Gragas from a possible TSM pick and a little bit of a denial here from 100 Thieves, plus getting yourselves a very proactive jungle champion, flash body slam, plus the ultimates coming in to try and create some plays for themselves.
And this feels like with the Sion locked in, TSM have just locked in all of the things that have been working for them and then added the Morgana to say, this bottom lane, it's something with the Tristana Alistar that's needed a little bit of an upsetting here. That's the change, is instead of having Grig have to gank the bottom lane to give them some pressure and not lose a turret early, they change up the pick. This should have more lane pressure versus the Alistar and should allow Zven and mithy to push.
And I think in a lot of ways you're going to have to, because it does feel like even though Codey is in, the big threat on the 100 Thieves team for this game is Ssumday. So I feel like Grig is actually going to change it up and maybe go there, because if Ssumday just free farms away and is playing up against your tank and farming up, we know what damage he can do. He still hasn't lost on this pick this season. Not looking to make that happen here again either in the last game of this match.
And it's hard for Sion to do that by himself, so I agree he's going to need some help, maybe some visits from the Camille. They definitely can go for tower dives, go for early pressure. We'll have to decide after our level 1 exit to the Rift.
Big smile there from Prolly. And both coaches will shake hands as we'll move into our last game of this, I was going to say of today, it's obviously not of this weekend. Last game of this series. There is a bonus game coming up after this, which I'm no longer bitter about, I'm happy to report. But I'm very excited to see the conclusion of this best of 5.
Tyler won laning with Freak against I'm a Cutie Pie. What else can you ask for?
Not much more. We're already getting 5 games on the day here between TSM and 100 Thieves. The winner of this will move on with momentum in the next series that they have.
Maybe the first 11-game finals weekend we've ever had. We'll have to see what happens though. TSM 100 Thieves, final round.
Sweeper picked up here for Grig, so the possibility of looking for that ward after the invade is there. You do have to respect Morgana Bindings level 1 if mithy decides to level that up. Any sort of Game 5 level 1 groupings can always be a thing. Looking for that bonus kill early on, but it's not going to happen this time around, and everyone just spreads out.
Looking for the tilt play, right? But everybody's just going to go line of scrimmage. Mithy has an advantage with the push in terms of being a range champion. Can just walk right up. Gives Aphromoo a hit and gets some gold from it.
Yep, able to thieve that away. I think right now 100 Thieves, I wonder if they're playing to not put wards down in too many places where they can be swept, because everyone is holding onto their trinket.
Yeah, and literally everyone. It's just a ghost poro down for 100 Thieves right now. Don't give anybody a ward.
Can't give away even the slightest of advantages.
But even then, you're sacrificing yourself getting information on some part of the map.
Well, looks like everyone's just going to relax for a little while longer, and it will start down here on the red buff.
Yep, red buff starts for both junglers. Camille on the top side. Hauntzer is going to rotate over and give him a little bit of help, but it's going to be a lot slower. It's the duo pull here from Aphromoo and Codey Sun will get Anda off to a quick start. There was one deep ward on those Raptors. That was left by TSM, so they'll definitely have it.
Yeah, and I don't think Grig is going to go red buff into gank on that side this game. Instead, going to go across and not go for Ssumday in the top lane there on the GP. It's a little too risky. Also, it's pretty difficult for him to actually get in on that lane and find success.
And TSM do know the jungle route here for 100 Thieves. They saw the bottom lane come late, so we know he's out onto the bottom side. Grig uses the sweeper, but doesn't actually see that ward until it's about to time out. Don't think he'll be able to finish it, so just gonna ignore that one and leave it there.
Yeah, that means he can't go for a tricky invade or anything like that. And Anda started bottom side, did his Krugs, not going to go for the Raptors because he just saw Grig was on that side. And instead is going to go to the top side, maybe go for blue into the Scuttle and pick that one up. So, or maybe even just the Scuttle off the bat so he doesn't get double.
Yeah,
that
you want to get the Scuttle first so you don't get double scuttled. Meanwhile, though, Grig onto the Raptors in his bottom side of the camp with Ssumday pushing on Hauntzer.
Yeah, Ssumday again able to play so strong in this 1v1 matchup. Hauntzer doing a decent job, but back with Glacial Augment as well, so it doesn't really have any combat stats to try and fight with. There's a nice combo from Bjergsen will chunk down Ryu.
Remember, Ssumday 6-0 now on the Gangplank in Season 8. And will be seen on these Raptors. Just kind of softens them up for Grig, though.
Yeah, he just takes that big one away with a smite. Hook shots into the rest of them.
That's the best thing for Camille. Get some help on the AoE camp.
Yeah.
Feels very good. Thanks for the leash.
Yeah, you need that a little bit before you have the Hunter's Talisman. Once you have that, you're okay. But that's why she rushes things like Tiamat. Not able to really... Oh, Aphromoo.
That was a cute interaction. Zven though passes the test. Black shield there from Mithy is good. And then Mithy gets his binding dodge by Aphro just standing still. But you can see the pressure is, again, more in their favor. Range versus melee tends to help in these support matchups. So Zven and Mithy feeling pretty good in their isolated 2v2, which has not been the case all series long.
Yeah, not been the case for this TSM duo this season long. They have had their struggles, ups and downs, you know, getting 2v2 killed in lane. Recently, though, they have had a resurgence. Kaisa focus, very important, obviously, for this team. Zven also had very good Swain games to get them here.
Yeah, when Zven loves a champion, he loves a champion. It's Ezreal every game, Kaisa every game. When you feel like it's working for you and you have that late game fallback, or you feel good about how it's playing with the team composition, he'll just go back to it every single time. And it's the same thing for Codey Sun here, right? The Tristana every single game into the Kaisa. Just even, I believe, this time, yeah, picking it afterwards and saying, okay, we're just going to go ahead and stack up and make sure that we're good to go. That lane matchup has been going well for them. But it was TSM that said, we're adding the Morgana. We're just switching things up a little bit.
It's funny how few changes there have been overall in this series without bans really forcing the hands of either of these teams. Hauntzer takes a turret shot on the way out, though. Ssumday sets up that nice barrel, but is harassing Ssumday pretty effectively. That early buy plus TP is working out, but Ssumday, he knows his limits.
Yeah, he's got an orange ready. He's just kind of baiting in if he's going to commit for it or not.
He does have a ward in his jungle here to see if there's a dive, but they hadn't seen Grig in a while, so definitely needs to get his recall off. Teleports back out onto the field.
Codey Sun and Mithy, a root land, stuck binding, but
Mithy,
actually
though,
Aphro able to maybe turn it back around. Oh, he tried to make the play, but Mithy predicts it. Black shields himself.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need to go for that black shield on yourself. He was in the more dangerous situation, but I like Aphromoo's play right there. Really intelligent. He tries to go for the W on the Kaisa, maybe baiting out a black shield. They're not done, though.
Yeah, and is here, and that's going to be a bump. Goodbye, Mithy. And first blood to 100 Thieves.
First blood to 100 Thieves to Anda, the guy who hasn't played on a big stage like this before, showing no nerves, going right for the play and right for the jugular.
Mithy stepped up on Codey Sun, and Aphromoo punished him, getting the flash out, then instantly calling over Anda, and they convert with the dunk. First blood bonus is definitely huge, but that's a lot of flashes.
He's gonna go for it too.
Oh, backing onto Camille. Grig taking a big host of damage there. Zven also under threat. Codey diving forward. Gonna try and proc that. Does a huge chunk of Zven's health.
Bjergsen gonna walk right into Ryze.
Yep, now gonna get locked up by the root. Takes some damage on the other side. Bomb there from Bjergsen, not quite enough to deter him. And Duke's back into that queue with 100 Thieves straight onto this Infernal Drake.
100 Thieves have just been smashing the bottom side of the map here. All three of the people that just went against their counterpart just bopped them out of the lane, and that's going to be Infernal Drake at 6 minutes.
Game 5, Infernal Drake. This is definitely raising the stakes here. Infernal Drake going to add some more late game power to these guys, and they're running a Gangplank top. So much benefit here for 100 Thieves. Binding also going right through. Mithy cannot catch a break.
Right here, like you said, can't catch a break. Started off with this Predator into the drink, into the body slam flash. Easy pickup there for Anda coming from behind the turret.
Yeah, he knows the bottom lane already burned the flash off Morgana. So doesn't hesitate, gets right in there, is able to finish it up. Now, 100 Thieves though. Will they be able to convert with this? Because look at the gold right now. TSM had been doing so well in CS that it's still very close. Not the biggest of differences.
Not yet, at least, but as we saw in the last game, Infernals will help out. Next Drake is a Mountain, so unfortunately for them, no extra Infernal potentially, but still 100 Thieves will be happy to have an early game lead. They win a lot of games when they're close, so them ahead has to feel good in this position.
Yeah, and Anda with the level 6 coming through, you expect him to have a bottom lane focus here. 100 Thieves have a Ryze. They have a GP with the Cannon Barrage ready. Mithy can't flash. A Cannon Barrage on his head, and people engaging on him should result in another kill.
Level 6s have come in. Codey Sun access to the Buster Shot as well. If Aphromoo goes in, gets one of them in place, they can try and hit him backwards. Deep ward here, we'll see Anda approach the Scuttle Crab. But even without his smite, there's no way he's going to go contest that.
Still knowing that Grig is on the top half of the map is really good for the 100 Thieves bottom lane, because then they can go ahead and be aggressive. They are down in items, I would say, and the purchases have been stronger for Zven, but the fact that they were able to get that kill on Mithy, it had no assists on it, so the lane is pretty neutralized. It's just the summoner spell disparity.
Meanwhile, in that mid lane, I want to check in again because Bjergsen just winning lane again with this Zilean, pushing Ryu in, CS lead for himself, and he's the first to roam, first to recall, so you get that little bit of tempo from mid lane, he can start to affect the other lanes as well.
Teleport timing is also pretty similar, so really it's just Bjergsen kind of winning up by now only 5 CS, although he'll return as Hauntzer does the same in top lane. Gonna zoom back towards that, also looking good in that fairly isolated 1v1 so far. But we know Gangplank, I feel like you have to be some like 50 CS behind or be killed multiple times to really feel too much pressure in your 1v1 lane.
Yeah, but we're talking about pressure. This bottom lane of the Tristana and the Alistar had pretty much pressure in the entire series except for that last game where it got ganked. And even then, it was still having moments where it would push up. The Morgana shift here for Mithy, even though he died, they still have pressure in this lane for TSM.
And it's moving into the river over wards here. Grig is half health though, so can't do much about it. He's gonna see that there's some deep vision now for 100 Thieves.
Ryu also looking to roam down. Gonna have to keep track of these mid laners. There's cancel on the recall there by Zven. Does get some poke damage in onto Codey. With only 2 daggers, have to think he's actually looking to try and recall here. So TSM once again will push this wave in. Codey now feels forced to stay. He doesn't want to lose any minions to the turret, so gonna stick around and again be a little bit behind as Anda is back down to the bot side.
Yeah, control goes down from Aphromoo. He wants to clear the way for that gank, but in doing so, that's gonna make the bottom lane play more careful. And Grig starts up the Rift Herald.
Yep, starts up the Rift Herald here. Remember, he soloed the Drake last game to get his team an advantage and started it off. And then they can collapse on him. Hauntzer already pushed the top lane, keeping Ssumday under control. Ryu and Anda suspiciously grouping up to go to the top side.
And Bjergsen trying to cut off the pathway with the bombs, but isn't going to be able to hold it off long enough. The Rift Herald, well, it doesn't do a lot of damage to junglers when they're soloing it. It does take a long time to finish.
It's a commitment, for sure.
Is enough to force them away though, and also going to try and take down the Scuttle Crab. Pretty big one to get, and will be able to grab it for himself.
I feel like that was the Scuttle Crab coming up, and they really wanted the crab, and then he just so happened to be on that side of the map doing the Rift Herald, because I don't think they had an idea that he was actually there. I think it was a group up for the Scuttle, and
Don't know if he has any idea that that control ward is actually there. Didn't quite take the step into the brush.
Too many sits of the keg, just walks right past it. I'll see if he does go back and find it in just a second as Grig. Level 8, I mean, both these junglers really are ready to threaten a pretty powerful gank with the tools they have available to them, but I don't think this one's the best one because Ryu and Bjergsen are basically just playing Farmville. Bjergsen's winning, so that's nice, but not a whole lot else going on.
That's the first step in winning. Win the Farmville game, then try and win the team fight in mid-game. Bottom lane once again pushing up here for 100 Thieves. They have their explosive shots going, trying to get some damage onto the turret. Again, return to the game plan. We didn't continue to go over them because they've remained similar throughout this series, but trying to get some more damage onto the bottom turret so they can rotate this lane out.
That's a nice ward.
That's a really nice ward, because it won't be spotted by a lot of the control wards that get placed in these brush, and they know Anda's here, and they're just going to make him work for it.
Yeah, and 100 Thieves, they want to use this Gangplank ultimate right now. That's why they moved Gragas down bottom side. They're trying to make a proactive play with their global, but really good ward. Does tip off TSM. They're able to play safely.
Aphro also stepping up. Is just going to be spotted now. Another good place forward there from TSM. Sees him roaming up.
Yep, and there's a Mountain Drake in 10 seconds here. Hauntzer just used his ultimate to get back to lane, so he didn't have to TP. So he won't have that if a team fight breaks out. That means TSM will have to, if they really want to have a team fight with all the ultimates available, they'll have to wait until that's back up in a minute.
Bjergsen also TPing back to mid lane, finish up his Rod of Ages. So Ryu can TP back if he wants. Oh, stun lands after that root. Ryu is eating the edge of that other bomb. Here comes Grig as well. He can leap forward, tries to get the flat. Hextech ultimatum lands, but that's going to force the chrono shift in onto Grig. And 100 Thieves dust around in. The root's going to land, and there's Ssumday. TP's in for the kill.
Yeah, Grig did not get the flash onto Ryu to get the stun. And to add insult onto injury, they already had Anda there for the collapse. Now he's on the move down to bottom lane. Predator propped and they're going in.
Gang coming in. Zven gonna get out of there. Aphromoo again goes for the black shielded target, but now he ulties himself out of the way. Anda uses that cast to try and disengage as the rest of TSM are coming out. But there's Aphromoo. He's gonna be left alone as Anda takes the blast going and Zven gets the kill.
It's his birthday, man!
You gotta know when to leave him, though. There was no getting out for Aphromoo, so they cut the loss. They still get the turret kill. The teleport went through for Hauntzer, so Gangplank's pushing on top side, and they still get the dragon. Overall, that's another sacrifice by Aphromoo that actually nets the team a victory.
Yeah, he went really aggressive there, but it's the TP kind of, I would say, disadvantage. It's the mismatch where Ssumday had TP'd here into this fight. Ryu still got double bombed and stunned. Didn't matter because Grig commits with 3/4 HP. And then Ssumday,
Got flash, Bjergsen lining up the bomb combo, does do it in time, but there's the oranges out. Here's Grig though to try and make it a third person to line up the dive.
They don't want to commit to it though, too dangerous.
it has been so hard for teams to exploit Ssumday's GP. That's why he has the 100% win rate on it. That's why they are able to first pick it, because they're saying no matter what, rain or shine, whatever counter pick you pick, he's going to have a good game on this Gangplank. And it shows time and time again that he's capable of that.
Yeah, they have their confidence in him. Later the game goes, his barrel chain placement, the ultimate awareness, he has been so good with this champion and pumping out damage for the team. Right now though, TSM are once again starting up that Rift Node, and they've got everyone coming over to protect it this time around.
Yeah, have to make sure they can get it, so they'll commit, but 100 Thieves are pretty close to starting a team fight if they want to.
They're all here, Predator pops.
Again, Ender going back in, Rift Herald down, they're gonna collect it. Also a knock up there in at the end, but the fight's gonna start, they find one, it's Grig, he gets blown up by Codey Sun. And now the team has to run, but there's Ryze gonna cut them off. He's doing damage on the other side as well. Mithy, he's gonna get rooted, doesn't get the flash over the wall, but he pumps a stopwatch and gets the ulti down. Finds a two-man stun. There's the Bjergsen ulti. Bombs as well through the choke point. Are gonna maybe be Mithy can get alive, but Aphromoo does it again, finds the max range combo, and Mithy goes down.
And 100 Thieves strike back in this game for game 4, and they are off to a great start.
Yep, 100 Thieves now can get a turret afterwards. They've been able to run TSM off of the map and add another one to their lead. This is 4-1, 2 dragons, and 2-0 turrets.
They were already able to get that bottom turret as the first turret. The Storm Razor comes through. They group up with Codey Sun, and they just go forward. TSM, sure, they got the Rift Herald, but they lost 2 turrets to try and get it.
You're going to run through a ward here. Zven should be able to get out.
Ryu's here. Grig also down here as well. So
baiting.
Now Ryu's gonna get out of there. There's Grig over the top. Tactical sweep does barely get the slow, but Ryu flashes out far enough to not get killed.
Yeah, and Grig hasn't had flash, so those deaths that are coming through is because they're able to just exploit him off of going too far forward. We'll see right here, again, Aphromoo finds him, knows he doesn't have flash. They just blow him up, and then that gives them the opportunity to jump forward with Codey Sun. A great ultimate here from Ryu to reposition 3 people and get Mithy, who, seriously, TSM try their hardest to keep him alive here. The chrono shift comes through, the damage comes through, and they're trying to get Ssumday to be threatened to back off, but it's just not enough.
Aphromoo, time and time again, the spring split MVP, the summer split all-team first support player for the squad, shot caller, playmaker, keeps making it happen here on the Alistar. But now TSM back out on it, trying to get it back for themselves, activate the Rift Herald, and they want to even up some turrets.
Aphromoo could have cancelled that, but I guess decides not to throw his own life away potentially, so give the turret away.
Died for the team enough. Just want to do it this time around.
Sees one, he's like, that's it. That's all I want now.
I was like, 7 times throughout the series is where I draw the line. That's too far. But so far, the bottom lane has just been doing fantastically. Again, the first turret happened through there. The composition is built around playing to the bottom side of the map, playing to wherever Codey Sun is, and the 1-3-1 for later in the game with the Trinity Force done, and with Ryu now with some great items stacked up in the Dark Seal, he's ready to start dishing out a lot of damage like we saw in that last fight.
Codey Sun working on another turret, trying to demolish it down.
And Cody's 2 levels up over Zven. Zven just ticked over to level 10.
Power gonna fall by the looks of things. Backdoor armor not enough, and that's a 3rd turret now. Actually, the entire outer ring felled by the Thieves.
Yeah, Infernal Drake and Mountain Drake here for 100 Thieves. Once again, TSM have to worry preemptively before the Baron even spawns about vision around this area of the map. There is a lot of damage on this team.
With that 2nd Mountain Drake will be up in a minute 20 as well. 100 Thieves could make it Infernal Mountain if they feel like it. Again, TSM know they're a little bit behind. 100 Thieves have been very good in close games, should be even better when they have a lead. And both teams kind of playing to that same win condition. TSM just need to give Zven more time to scale up and find some team fights that they like. But I feel like 100 Thieves, Cody's doing well, and they also have great insurance between the 1-3-1 with Ryu, but also just the general split pushing and team fighting Ssumday can do on the Gangplank.
Yep, TSM, we got to look at it from their perspective right now because this is game 5. They cannot drop this one. Right now, they need to play defense. They're looking to try and group up here around mid lane. The Dragon's coming in 37 seconds, and 100 Thieves are going to try and use that to draw them through the jungle, through one of these corridors, into a trap.
Yeah, but TSM, they want to group up. They want to have the 5-man fight, and you can see Hauntzer's coming down from the top side already to look for that, whereas both of the Korean solo laners here for 100 Thieves are on push duty.
And this is how they've won so many of their games, just constantly moving around, making strong map moves. Drake's up in 10. TSM are here right now to try and fight. They might even try and get a pick off first. They've got their ultis, but
there it is.
Hauntzer gonna roam in, finds Aphromoo again. He pops Unbreakable Will. Now Ssumday gonna fire back around. Grig, he dove it too far to the other side. The Hextech ultimatum. He's actually onto Ssumday. They need to kill the GP. He's finally gonna go down. Zven is able to pick him off, but Grig with no flashes. Mithy gonna get bumped again by Under. And the stun from Bjergsen protects them. Codey Sun though, he's starting to go off.
Oh, Span, is it enough?
Not quite. He's going to survive here. Both teams back off after 1 kill traded apiece. What an engage there. Grig goes really deep, but then is able to flash over and uses Hextech ultimatum to reposition close enough to Bjergsen to get the revival.
Yeah, and Grig diving into the back line. It has been a rough game for him here. Same for Mithy. Those two make up all the deaths from TSM so far, but they are trying to make these plays happen.
Big move there from TSM, though, to be able to get down Ssumday. They killed the Gangplank at the beginning. Let's take a look at how they started this one out. Again, Hauntzer uses his ultimate, trying to go for Codey Sun here, but Codey Sun just kind of walks away as he's heading in, so he only gets Alistar. But then Grig goes in at the same time. The rest of TSM initiated onto Ssumday, and he repositions Hextech ultimatum to get the revive down onto him. But once the revive is already used, Anda knows this Morgana has no more defenses.
Yeah, able not to do anything past that point. Oh man, there's that turret going down, but TSM have a lot of ground to make up if they want to stay in this and skip clutch in the gauntlet, because 100 Thieves are looking very clean this game. There's Hauntzer trying to make a difference.
Is some nice drift there from Hauntzer. Chain stun lands, knock up onto Aphro. He pops Unbreakable Will, but he still gets knocked up. Grig gonna follow in with a hookshot stun. Aphro, he's getting low. He finds the headbutt. He goes off the wall, but the auto attack goes through. The flash does not save him.
Trying just to get that extra inch to the wall so he could flash over, but goes down anyways, and TSM find another pick.
Yeah, they find a pick, they get the Scuttle Crab. Baron is on the table. Remember, that's something that both teams are going to be positioning around. And now on 100 Thieves, don't have vision of that objective. They have to face check right now. They kind of see some TSM members, but this is where it gets really scary. And their ward bot of the support is dead right now.
Once again, we have 100 Thieves earning themselves an early game lead, but TSM starting to make some comeback moves, scaling up here through the mid game. They do have the Kaisa starting to build on top of these two items. The Rage Blade plus the Gnasher's Tooth is core. After this, it is going to be much more security in their 5-on-5. But if Zilean has to use the ultimate on Grig, then that means that Zven can't play quite as aggressively.
Yeah, and it also means that mithy, very squishy. There's a reason that you see a ton of these supports that are tanky, the Braum, the Alistar, the Tahm Kench, because they don't become mid laner food halfway through the game where you just get blown up. And mithy doesn't have that luxury here. He's very squishy, easy to catch out. And Anda, he kind of subscribes to the same
what
idea.
a realm warp! Grig actually already got knocked up there, but he pops the Hextech ultimate. Doesn't matter though, that's two simple kills for 100 Thieves. And now Codey gonna jump on Hauntzer, but Bjergsen gonna try and find the chain stun. Zven also still alive. Hauntzer, he's gonna get revived, and Codey, he got blown up by a stray bomb. Still 3v4, Hauntzer revives, and goes into stasis as Ryu is still fighting. Zven, he's trying to do what he can as Hauntzer, he's gonna be popped into the passive. 100 Thieves, they do win the fight. Jungler though dead to Hauntzer post-mortem.
Walking over the bomb here, the Glacial Augment. Zombie Sion gets right back up, gets the extra kill for TSM, and in the end, it is actually going to be no vision for TSM here on the Baron. It's being started up by 100 Thieves. They're trying to two-man it without a smite.
But there's two blue trinkets for TSM. Bjergsen and Zven both have it. One of them just has to throw it down, and it'll be called up.
Aphromoo so low.
There's the first one.
Zven also has Killer Instinct. If they check this and they see it halfway through, he's just going to kill them.
The Baron's actually going to kill them anyway.
Yeah, they can't even do it.
TSM, I think, kind of catch a break in that situation.
Well, 100 Thieves, they thought they'll never expect this if we have Ssumday pushing mid because he was the only healthy one. And there's a reason for that. They aren't actually even able to take it. Let's take another look at this fight though, because it was all 100 Thieves starting it out. Big initiation here onto the two squishy members. They instantly popped two members. So this is now a 5v3, but Codey Sun jumps on the tank, gets a bomb on his head, in a bad position, has to hop backwards, and goes down. So him going down that early takes away so much of the advantage that 100 Thieves had earned. And then, even though they take down Hauntzer, they walk casually right by the zombie here and into the double bomb from Bjerg, hits up the stun, keeps him in place, and that evened up the entire fight.
Yeah, Bjergsen just throwing some presence on the ground, the double bomb on top of each other. Pick one up, pick the second one up. That's a stun right there, and that allowed that zombie to get that kill. That is something where you look at it and go, ooh, you really should have watched your feet, but where's he going to run?
It's a smart move by Bjergsen, putting them in the brush there, right next to it, so he got just close enough. Gragas couldn't shimmy on by.
Well, meanwhile, Hauntzer has found Ssumday. Just going to trade some blows back and forth. Not too bad as Bjergsen roams up. Hauntzer maybe now in a bit of trouble. Whoa. But still safe again with the Zilean behind him. Just gets the speed buff and kind of runs around now looking for the initiation. Charges in the mid lane once and it doesn't quite grab him. Afro backing in a counter engage. But Hauntzer is so speedy with the Zilean here.
Yeah, Ssumday, you can see on the bottom here, the screen was fishing for a barrel chain on the Zven too. Pretty close, but Zven quick beat, blocked out of the third one. And nobody does get poked down.
And that's what he's looking for, is those big barrel chains to kind of chunk people out. Has Asterix, has the Trinity Force, right? Just Hauntzer still wants him.
Yeah, Ssumday actually the target does have his flash. Able to orange out of that first knockup though. And now Ryu maybe looking for the flank.
But they see him with that control ward. He knows that he's spotted here, so he's not going to get anything accomplished. 100 Thieves are in an interesting position because they want a 1-3-1. They have two Mount Drakes, and this would be the prime composition to do that strategy with. But the third one is about to get on the table, and TSM have a slightly better team fight right now in the game.
And right now, just forcing, making sure 100 Thieves can't do anything in those side lanes.
a third Mountain Drake. This would be an insane amount of Baron killing power, and 100 Thieves actually could just two-man Baron with any two members of their team. So this Mountain Drake is actually very important. TSM know that it's very dangerous to give this up because with it goes all of the Baron pressure.
And potentially the game. And put them in 4th place in 100 Thieves. They want to finish 2nd in spring, 3rd in summer here, and be the hottest new organization in the NALCS.
Trying to catch Bjergsen, forced to flush away, but there's Hauntzer goes back in, trying to do with the ulti. Stopwatch pop by hand and trying to leave his Hauntzer, getting low, but he's revived by Bjergsen. Zven trying to do what he can, but a beautiful cannon barrage is going to stop that all in its tracks. Hauntzer, though, somehow stays alive.
Little bit short there on the Gragas ultimate. Hauntzer flashes out, but so many resources were used to keep him up.
But he's got a Warmog, so he's just going to heal back up to full HP here because he's past that threshold.
Zven also fishes, he doesn't quite see anyone.
Well, he did hit a Banshee's Veil, though, so he knows that there's somebody in there, and then he got it from Ryu.
You can tell how tense the situation is.
Afro over, finds Hauntzer, but again, he's so tanky, back to full health. Afro gonna get knocked up on the other side of Ssumday. Crits him to death, and actually able to finish that off, but they get a counter kill. They take down the jungler. Hauntzer in zombie mode, still trying to chase it down, but Ssumday, he wants it maybe a little too much. Here's Bjergsen back again. Grig over the top, finds the stun, kills Ryu. Ssumday, though, can maybe still save it, but the barrels are starting to get killed. Bjergsen burnt already onto Grig, and 100 Thieves have to run. That's a triple kill for the Camille.
3v2 here now for TSM. They have control over the Baron pit, but minions have been pushed in both mid and top lane, and they have to retreat to defend.
They have to go and tend to their side lane and also potentially just pick up that Mountain Drake.
Game number 5, slugfest here in the mid game, and this one can still go either way. TSM fighting back and getting a lot of gold for themselves. Take another look at how it all started out, Zirene.
And this was just a very fast reset where Hauntzer gets full HP, Aphromoo goes after him, tries to pick him off, and then Hauntzer is able to, after he dies, just go in, starts getting the punches off, and then by the time that Grig commits, Bjergsen has his ultimate back up from saving Hauntzer previously. Alt Grig says, get in there, buddy. Goes right after him, and they get that kill onto Ryu.
Yeah, bomb on his head as well. Currently, you can see in the picture-in-picture in the corner of your screen, Dragon is being taken. That is going to be the 3rd mountain for 100 Thieves, but TSM have moved back out to get some vision around Baron, preparing for this situation.
It's going to be a fast one, though. Your normal Baron timer's completely thrown off. A Ryze, a Tristana, they will do so much damage to this so quickly.
They have to keep vision here. Blue trinkets are a precious commodity and a valuable resource. Red buff being in order to spend to prep for this fight. Currently, they still have 1 blue trinket in there. Codey Sun does get tagged.
Grig, does he go over? He's got the black shield. They are going to go for it. They know if they kill the carry instead. That's Bjergsen takes down Codey. And now the next threat is going to have to flash away, but Zven already over as Bjergsen able to get himself a double kill. Now Ryu, the next carry in the lineup for 100 Thieves, has to run away. He'll get the kill, but he only resurrects Grig, and TSM now with a big advantage around Baron.
What a pick! That was an insane pick for TSM. Now they're the ones with Baron control. They have no dragons, but they have the extra people.
Right now, they're all coming through. Aphromoo, Ryu, Ssumday, they have to try and save the game for 100 Thieves.
He's super slowed. Ryu again can maybe do the damage. Bjergsen running away, but he's just trying to play zone control here. Baron, TSM, 100 Thieves cannot get it.
You can die 5 times. You can go 0, 5, and 6 on the Morgana, but if you get the binding that catches the carry, you can break the game open for your team.
Mithy with the long shot tags Codey Sun as he rocket jumps away, and the entire team jumps on the opportunity. When opportunity presents itself like that, you have to be able to take it if you're gonna be a champion, and TSM went for it. Here we go though, fighting over vision. This is how it all started out. Codey Sun was clearing the ward, and Mithy just throws it out. The rocket jump has a little bit of an animation there getting started, and immediately they go all in. Grig, Hextech ultimatum keeps him in place, and they got 2 kills out of that. Because Anda is this AP Gragas, very squishy, and they were able to take him down. Now, to complete reversal here, where 100 Thieves controlled the entire game up through 30 minutes, and TSM have now turned it around.
And those mountain drakes are going to mean squat right now for 100 Thieves. They're not going to be able to touch turrets. There's no objective for them to take neutral-wise. That bear into TSM is absolutely massive to reverse the pressure in this game. And right there, they just got Ryu's TP canceled.
Yeah, Hauntzer was again drawing pressure as the rest of the team will go down through the lane that he started to push in towards these turrets. Up by only one, gonna try and knock down a few more inner turrets here. Ssumday gets a decent battle chain. Realm Warp looking for Grig. He's just gonna run away and a no flash as the turret in bot goes down. Ssumday tagged by a W. But the rest of the Thieves move back around to try and defend. They need to hold on to these turrets.
Yeah, Grig is still in the jungle though. Just hanging around just in case something happens. Looking to catch the mid wave and kind of put 100 Thieves on the defensive even more.
The rough news here is that TSM, you know, they're just pressuring. They've got Baron here. That's more than fine, but if something goes wrong, this game will end so quickly. 100 Thieves need to bide their time here. They will lose this turret, but I think it's one they have to give up.
Yeah, all the outer turrets now are done. But again, the inhibitor turret line is the most difficult step. And TSM cannot overextend at this point. 100 Thieves still a very powerful counter initiation opportunity. And with the Gragas does have the combo that they could knock one of the carries back into the team.
I'm watching the engage here, and Grig, the two kind of new junglers for these two squads. They're the ones who have to step up here on this big stage and make that engage happen. Mithy, we saw him land the other one, but that's the thing is you're not alone. You have Black Shield, you have the ultimate from Bjergsen to back up Grig, and then you have Aphromoo as well as Ssumday to back up the engage that Ander can go for in the picks.
Grig's even the one in this 1-3-1, at least briefly, as he is going to get the top wave pushing in towards the turrets, but with only 30 seconds left on Baron, TSM don't have that long left to try and crack one of these inhibitor turrets.
All right, here we go. We have Baron empowered minions on all three lanes. 100 Thieves looking for that small opening to try and make the play and punish one of them. But TSM playing it fairly effectively, backing off with the minions. Baron buff about to time out though. They don't have much more to work with.
Bjergsen again moving up, starting the siege. Zven though not really able to get up to the turret, so I think TSM with Baron dropping off know that their time is over for this siege.
Yep, their time is over. 100 Thieves time begins now with the wave clear that they have, the 1-3-1, and the TP for Ryu about to be back online.
Also with Elder Dragon up in a minute 5, everyone's got to get back around to the area. There are 4 Drakes, including an Inferno on the 100 Thieves side.
This game is so close, it can go either way very easily after what happened for that Baron for TSM.
4 items completed on Codey Sun. This crit Tristana is going to put out a massive amount of damage. There's so many threats on this 100 Thieves team for TSM to worry about. Bjergsen has to be very, very quick with the Zilean ultimate to revive whatever person is being targeted. Hauntzer's going to try and stand on that front line to soak up the damage. Meanwhile, Ssumday is actually going to be looking for barrel chains past him to the back line.
And the control. Who has the control of the Elder Dragon right now? 100 Thieves have the inside track. They're going to have TSM push up and look for Codey and look for some pressure here as Ryu TP to the bottom side.
I love it. Just forcing there from Hauntzer, sped up. No need to burn the ulti. Just continue to threaten that Tristana and give your team access to this buff.
Ryu was able to push the bottom lane for 100 Thieves. There we go, though.
They're going for Codey again. He's forced to flush away. They still got the damage chunked down. TSM, that's going to brute force towards the 100 Thieves backline. But not quite enough. And they're getting a little low, but TSM also had Hauntzer pretty low.
Yeah, Hauntzer used his Stone Plate. The Warmogs will regenerate him back to 100%, but the Stone Plate is actually a decent cooldown and very big for taking in these team fights. Predator, though, was popped in reaction from 100 Thieves, and Ssumday
Doesn't quite get stunned up. Had the oranges as well, I believe. Also has GA ready.
And right now, Hauntzer has a 48-second cooldown ultimate. There's 10 seconds left on his ulti to come back up. There's no flash on Codey Sun. If they can get his jump again, then they can go straight towards him. That's what they're looking for, is just keeping that cooldown.
Elder Dragon started. This is it. TSM are trying to force it and get it off the map so the 100 Thieves cannot collapse. 2,000 health.
And he did it already. Can he do it again? No, it's Zven. There's ever secure him. And now Grig gonna look up and a Hauntzer. Zoning 4 people away as TSM. They will take down the jungle as Zven barely grabs that last hit as Hauntzer pops the stopwatch to stay alive. TSM 5v4 once again.
They've taken the Elder Dragon off the field and denied it to the 4 Elemental Drake 100 Thieves team. That is critical, and time was pushing against them. Look at these minions against both side lanes. They barely pulled it off.
Yeah, just barely, like you said. 100 Thieves aren't gonna be able to make use of these Drakes that they have, and there's 30 seconds on the Baron here, so TSM will have this Elder Dragon buff. Granted, it's not extremely powerful, but every little bit of power matters right now in this game.
Death kept done as well for Zven on that topic. Don't know if he had it in the last engage, but he's very powerful alongside Codey, as these marksmen must be protected for these team fights to go either team's way.
Yep, and the next team fight is going to occur at the Baron. 6 seconds before it arrives. 3 Mountain Drakes still here for 100 Thieves. If they're left alone at all for a second, they can burn it down. TSM, though, gonna try and fight them for it with this Elder Dragon buff.
Oh, I'm looking at the cooldowns for TSM. It's 48 seconds for the ultimate.
Oh, bring it up.
42 for Bjergsen. If you aren't able to take down TSM in one fight, they're going to be able to have ultimates for the second one. 100 Thieves, they need to pull off the heist of a lifetime right now.
They do have vision, but TSM are just happy to force again. Hauntzer, here he goes! Down the river, Aphromoo blocks it! Knows he has to, but there's the channel. Finds 2 on the Decimator's Grig. Tries to lock one down, he's on to Ssumday! But Codey Sun with the bust shot's gonna keep Hauntzer away. Still Ssumday gonna get blown up pretty badly, but does leave and hold on to that GA.
Yeah, a lot of cooldowns exchanged there. Ssumday does get taken very low, and he's gonna have to recall. He does have teleport to come back out onto the field, though.
I feel like TSM are just playing for cooldowns, though. Hauntzer, halfway through his ultimate. Aphromoo won't have his, and Anda won't have his. They go for another engage.
That W drunk from Kaisa. In fact, TSM are committing to it. Anda getting it in. He can't. It's Grig once again with the smite. And now TSM just have to get out alive.
100 Thieves not going to be able to get the Baron either. TSM with a full sweep of the neutral objectives on the map. 100 Thieves can try and punish them with some towers, but as soon as these Baron-empowered recalls get them back out onto the field, TSM will be pushing once again.
And Hauntzer straight back through the wave, maybe trying to catch a straggler. Can't see an exit kill to get though. 100 Thieves will stick together and exit right-hand side of mid lane. But TSM wasting no time here.
Yeah, TSM, like you said, out on the map with those Baron-empowered recalls. The turrets for the inhibitors have not gone down for either team. It is still neck and neck, but the advantage with the push lies with TSM.
Baron buff gonna help out healthily in that regard. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play with his Grig. Once again, is pushing here. No way for him to get to his team quickly, especially cross-map, but they're trusting that this Camille can split push some of these lanes with the Baron.
Ooh, binding very close once again for Mithy, trying to look for another one of those game changers.
Yeah, looking for those bindings, fishing for them, because there's no QSS, there's no McHale's. If it hits on Codey, it hits on Codey. There's no way for him to get out of it here. And I'm looking across, and Anda still 3 levels down behind Grig. And Grig didn't have the best of starts. If you remember, this was not that Camille game where he was popping off in the early game. Had some not go his way, and has still kept with the idea of diving the back line, of getting on to Codey Sun or getting on to Ssumday and trying to pressure them. Right here, TSM are pressuring multiple lanes from 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves, they have adequate wave clear from multiple sources.
Right now, though, just walking those cannon minions in. They still have a lot to weather here on the 100 Thieves side. Still a minute 40 as the waves will stream down. Top inhib turret is the most unhealthy right now. Under 50% HP is 100 Thieves. Maybe have to pull the trigger pretty soon.
Baron empowered cannon minion chipping away. The turret's getting very low. Bottom also getting very low. Ryze!
Yeah, they're gonna try it. Zven though flashes out of the way. mithy gonna try and disengage it. Zven needs to keep running the supercharger. May have kept him alive. The cannon barrage! They snipe him down. Bjergsen wasn't there. But there's the stun onto Aphromoo. They might be able to get a kill here. Bomb damage is massive. And there's the last bomb. I think that's a kill. Aphromoo will go down.
And his time is up. TSM, even the kills. They still have Baron for another minute. They can still push. The top inhibitor is exposed.
Yeah, Grig in that side lane right now, pulling 100 Thieves members over to him, just making sure that his presence is known.
Teleport available for Hauntzer. The sign can come in from top side. TSM trying to regroup here around this exposed inhibitor.
No TP for Zven this game though, so even in 25 seconds when he's back, he cannot join this fight quickly. So TSM, they'll take one and go. 100 Thieves, they found a pretty good angle here.
And Aphromoo went in with the flash pulverize. All he got was the Banshee's Veil. Then the black shield wears off. Ssumday throws down the ultimate and gets the kill.
What an ult there. Aphromoo then caught on the outside. One last bomb from Bjergsen, finds its mark, and evens up the score.
I thought he was fine. I thought the shield from the Guardian helped him out with the, sorry, not the shield from the Guardian, but still the shield from the Locket helped him out to survive the Airy, but the last little bomb came through.
Zven will hopefully not be in that situation again. He has a stopwatch. There is his last item, presumably building in towards that Zhonya's.
Yeah, he's actually had that since before, so didn't use it in the last fight.
Waiting for a good time.
Yeah.
Well, the time is now 42.5 minutes into game number 5 here in the Oracle Arena. And TSM trying to play for a better spot in that gauntlet. See if they can do it. Right now, Ssumday pushing on the bottom side for 100 Thieves, trying to get that side lane in position.
100 Thieves playing for the confidence from their fans, because 100 Thieves potentially go to Worlds with a Team Liquid win. And the big thing there is people questioning, are they the team that should be going? If they can take down TSM, then you go. If TSM are making a run in the gauntlet, then 100 Thieves absolutely being able to take them down would be a team that deserved to go.
Well, you can hear them in the audience trying to will their team to a victory. Grouping up in mid 5v5, this is gonna be it.
TSM, sure, they've made their legacy off winning, and it's been a rough year for them. 100 Thieves, this is their first year in the NALCS, the new org that has actually made it to the top spot, the finals, the third place match here. If they finish second and then third, that would be absolutely huge for this team that just blew up on the scene.
And you can tell the crowd starting to warm up. It's been a longer series as we're almost 45 minutes into this game. And of course, we're in our last one. Ryu finds Grig, gets a big chunk of damage down.
That's big because there's 35 seconds on the Elder Dragon. Grig doesn't have a way to really heal himself up. He doesn't have any camps. He's going to have to back, which takes him 8 seconds. And he's going to have to run back out. And that gives priority over to 100 Thieves, who already have vision control of that area.
Well, 100 Thieves have both side lanes pushing. And TSM are going to be forced to react to it. That will give first move here to 100 Thieves on the Dragon. Elder Dragon, 9 seconds, 8 seconds, and counting here. TSM will have to funnel through the jungle corridor if they want to do something about it.
Grig spot lane as well.
And remember, this is a triple Mountain Drake. Hold on, Hauntzer. He's looking for a flank. They know that he's there.
There's the angle, finds someone. It's N who gets the first knockup. But now Aphromoo with the headbutt's going to move Hauntzer back in towards the rest of his team. Oh, they're trying to disengage, but Hauntzer low. He's going to have to be resurrected by the Chrono Shift.
Zilean ult is down.
Runs away. Hauntzer, though, still not that tanky. He's going to fall. Oh, the shield's enough, but Codey tries to make it happen. X-Tech ultimatum into Killer Instinct. It's going to be the kill. And there's the kill on the Ssumday. Finally loses that Guardian Angel. It's so close. Ssumday flashes in. He gets the kill. He actually took down Zven, but Aphro low. Grig gets the next kill on the Ssumday. TSM, they found the ace.
And it's TSM, the ones left standing here. Grig, mithy, and Bjergsen pushing down mid lane.
There's 30 seconds before anybody is even close to being up. Codey Sun leaped in, had the flash, got taken down in the counter, and that is all that she wrote.
Bjergsen gonna resurrect. Mithy and Grig. Grig especially should have enough damage here, but they're kind of running low on time. 20 seconds until Codey and Aphro is up, but TSM, with no one left to defend, are going to walk into 100 Thieves base and smash down their Nexus. And finally, the fans can be proud to roar their name again as TSM will take down 100 Thieves.
Momentum moving into the gauntlet. The regional qualifier, TSM will skip Clutch Gaming. and await the winner of them and Echo Fox.
What a comeback once again for TSM. 100 Thieves had all of the dragons, huge gold lead, map pressure. Big Baron play though.
It was the catch onto Codey Sun with the Morgana binding from mithy. It was the catch onto Codey Sun at the end when he went too far forward, sold out to get the kill on Zven, and overextended.
Hauntzer flashed away with maybe 50 HP on an almost 5,000 HP tank. Barely gets away and lives.
And I cannot give enough credit to Grig for being the youngest, least experienced member of this team, playing in a giant arena for the first time in his career, and just having the backing of his team be willing to make the risky plays at the end of the game.
And playing some of the most aggressive champions that he has played all split. He's played things like a Xin Zhao, but not the Graves, not the Camille, 2 games in a row. That is showing TSM having faith in an aggressive style where Bjergsen was backing it up. Those Zilean ultimates, I feel like there wasn't a single missed opportunity to use it on the right person when he was able to, and it was always the last second where you weren't sure if he was gonna get it off or not, but it was that half second, that quarter second, where it always popped up and you saw the guy was reviving.
It's not always flashy, it's not what the fans want to see, but it is what brings TSM success. They stick to what they know. They believe in their newest player, putting him on aggressive picks. Zven decides to play Kaisa for 5 games in a row and is rewarded for his perseverance. And TSM will do what they have not been able to really do all year long, and that's find a very critical best-of-5 victory.
What a close series we had. Both teams having their moments. 100 Thieves over and over, consistently getting these big leads for themselves, playing the early game so nicely. A lot of people gave them a bunch of criticism for only focusing on mid and late game, but they definitely turned it around here, and they found a lot of success doing it. Wasn't quite enough, though. Really nice play there by TSM at the end to pull it through.
Yeah, and TSM, that was the lack of hesitation from them, where they just jumped in when they saw the opportunity, and that's what you have to do against a team that revolves around an AD carry. If he mispositions for a single second, you try to force his hand. We saw Hauntzer go in with the ultimate, try to get his flash, try to put pressure on him, and that's what the team composition was able to do. And TSM, a 15-game playoffs for them. What a way to end the 2018 NALCS season, because that is something where they had to fight tooth and nail to even get to the 3rd place.
Well, to hear from today's triumphant team, we're going to send it over to Overly, who's standing by with the victorious mid laner and support.
Thanks, guys. Bjergsen, mithy, congratulations! I mean, how surreal of an experience is this for you to be back in front of a huge crowd, to hear the TSM chants, and to pick up a win in an arena where your face is plastered on the side of it?
Well, I obviously wasn't happy that we didn't come here to play first place, so I wanted to just make the best of the experience and try to have as much fun and joy on the stage as possible. And I think that going 5 games, crazy 5 games, is the best way to have fun in a series like this. So thank you, guys.
And mithy, for you, this is probably the biggest audience and the biggest win that you've ever had on NA soil. So what was hearing the TSM chants like for you, and how does this moment compare to some of your past wins?
I mean, I say it every time, this is what I came for, you know? I came for the TSM chants. I hate hearing them in Europe when I'm playing, like, we're playing in G2, and I hear TSM chants, even though TSM is not even there, so, yeah.
I mean, that truly is
It's
magical.
really awesome. It's
That's
really
pretty cool. But I mean, you and Zven came to NA, came to TSM with the intention of proving yourselves as players. And the next event that you have to kind of do that is Gauntlet. So how do you think you're going to do?
I mean, I expect myself to win everything. I don't really have any other goal other than to win. But, I mean, even though the games are very exciting today, I hope they're a bit less close and we just go straight through the worlds, you know?
Hoping that they're a bit less close. Bjergsen, you clearly have a lot of TSM fans out here, and a lot of them are pushing for TSM to make it through the gauntlet and get to Worlds. Is there faith in good hands?
I mean, of course. So many fans came out here to see us, just to see us, even if we weren't playing in the main match. And I hope to just give even better performances in Gauntlet. I want to make all of you guys proud.
And you said you want the matches to be a little less close, maybe put you guys a little bit more in the league. What do you guys think needs to change in order to make that gap?
Well, it was Grig's first playoffs, so we wanted to give him as many Game 5s as possible to kind of get that playoffs training in. But now that we've done that, I feel like he has enough playoff experience. He played really well, especially the last team fight of the game. So I think we're going to go for shorter series now, more decisive.
Well, guys, congratulations again. One more time for TSM. Congratulations. Back to the desk.